All right. Welcome to another episode of just generic NFL stuff. No, not really generic, but you'll see. This is the catch-all. It's gonna be a part of the catch-all playlist for things we just talk about randomly about the around the NFL. Pardon me as I adjust my mic and get things where I want them to be. So today, I want to talk about Aaron Rodgers. So, over the weekend, or towards the end of last week, we got the news that Aaron Rodgers has signed one more year with the Pittsburg Steelers. Um, so he is going to come back for another year. But I have some thoughts on this. So, first of all, I think this is a bad move for both parties, for different reasons. So, first of all, let's get to the Steelers. At some point, you can't rely on a aging quarterback to more or less be your answer. You know, I'm organizing my thoughts as I'm thinking through them, y'all. So bear with me. But at some point, you can't rely on a 40-plus-year-old quarterback to be your answer at quarterback at the position per years, and you can't keep doing these 1-year deals every year. Also, you can't be sitting here waiting on Aaron Rodgers to see if he wants to play. You know. Excuse me. I was just outside, so my allergies are kind of driving me a little nuts. But anyway, you can't, like I said, you can't rely on an aging quarterback to be the answer at the position. You have a second-year player that hasn't played at all, so he's essentially a rookie. You have an actual third-round pick that's a rookie. I understand that Mason Rudolph isn't the answer, but you have two young quarterbacks that you should be able to use or to be able to play and to start and get meaningful snaps for them to be able to show you something. Also, with the hire of Mike McCarthy, this feels even more like a lateral move to me than anything else. You signed the same quarterback. You hired a guy that, at the very least, is a lateral coaching move. Or is a lateral coaching move. You might dip in production. At some point, and I've seen several Steelers fans say this, at some point you just have to embrace sucking. You have to embrace being the bad team for a year or two. You have to trade players like T.J. Watt. You have to let go of other players. You have to let go of Aaron Rodgers to say, hey, we need to see what these young guys can do. You need to start these young players, see what they can do. At some point, you just have to take the risk and say, hey, we need to be a bad team. So you can go into next year's draft, and this is like the ultimate goal here. You can go into next year's draft, possibly drafting within the top 10. That's what it is. You at some point you need to embrace the fact that you need to be a bad team in order to get a good draft pick, so you can draft a player that is an impact player that can actually change your team. And is that a quarterback for the Steelers? I don't know. Is that another player? Is that another defensive lineman like T.J. Watt? Maybe. Is that another? Another receiver like Antonio Brown or Juju Smith-Schuster who were good for you? Is it another player like Le'Veon Bell, another good running back? I don't know, but you need to be able to. The Steelers have the knack for being a middle of the pack team, somewhere between 8 and 10 wins every single year, and you can't keep operating like that, or you will. That it's a very quick way to run out of runway, and you're just gonna be. Basically, what I'm saying is the Steelers. The sooner the Steelers embrace being the bad team, the better they will be in the future. And I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to help you be a better team in the future, because essentially at this point he's a 2-year rental, and he's a 2-year rental. He'll be on the team for. He was on the team last year. He'll be on the team this upcoming year, and I think that's it. And good on the Steelers for using that rare tender that they did to say, "Hey, Aaron, we're done with the waiting." That's a good move they did. I'm just saying signing Aaron isn't the best move. Um, so let's move over to Aaron Rodgers. So the reason I think Aaron Rodgers made a mistake is I think Aaron needed to retire this year, or this offseason. Um, Best case scenario, you go into your Hall of Fame class. If you retire next season, well, I think Aaron wants to do. Excuse me, yeah, allergies going crazy. But what I think Aaron wants to do is I think he wants to be the star of his Hall of Fame class. I think that's what he wants. And is there a problem with that? There might be. I might have some problems with the ego and the. I'm sorry. There's a cat passing by. I can't resist petting it. But, but I think Aaron. What Aaron needs to, if Aaron wants to be the star of his own Hall of Fame class, he should have retired at this offseason, because because let's say he retires next offseason. Best case scenario I can see is Matthew Stafford doesn't win the Super Bowl and retires as well. I think that's the best case scenario, and Stafford is. I think a lot of people like Stafford over Rodgers. Yeah, are they both good? Are they both awesome? Yes, on the field they're both great players, but I think there are a lot more people, as far as like NFL fans go, that that would prefer Matthew Stafford over Rodgers. So he's defeated there. Worst case scenario, you and Travis Kelce retire next season, and you're going to have to retire with someone who has at least 3 rings to your one. Again, if the Chiefs don't win the Super Bowl this year, and you have to consider, okay, he's retiring with 3 or more rings. He's retiring as the significant other of one of, if not the most popular pop star in the world. He's going to get overshadowed if that happens. So that's the worst case scenario. So, again, that's why I think Aaron Rodgers and signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers, from his perspective, is bad. The Pittsburgh Steelers signing him is bad because you can't keep going middle of the road being picks, in the 15 to 20 range of picks, or 14 to 20 range of picks. You can't keep being that in that position. I'm going to end the video there. You guys have a good whatever time of day you're watching this.